Hello everyone. Apologies for the delay. I had a crazy amount of things to do today, some meetings, never got around to having a meal. So I stopped and ate and just relaxed a bit. Alright, gotta take care of yourself, especially if you're going to be trading and doing things that are such high intensity tasks, or else you just can't manage. We'll give it a bit since I'm late, but I kind of came on impromptu. Let me know if you're here in the chat. Also like the stream so other people can find it. We'll get started in just a second. I was looking for this move pretty much all day. Very tricky. So we're gonna have a talk about this guy right here, this B wave. It's an absolute monster. I think it's if you can read this fluently, you've got it. You're there. You've made it. You're capable, very capable chartists. All right, let's give it 2 more minutes. Let's try this. Let's play around with this. Just giving it a second. Welcome to the stream, everyone. We'll give it 1 more minute, just because I came on with no warning, really. But we'll just give it a minute for anybody to come on to catch the beginning. Interesting. Perhaps. Okay. Interesting. And what do you say right here? Okay. Wait, which one is this? I'm looking for... What's it called? Is this the one I just... Yeah, this is one. Yeah, this is one. I just used this one, right? Yeah, I just used this. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this right here. Fib Time Zone. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. We'll see. All right, let's get started. Welcome, one and all, to the live stream. It's Tuesday. This is where we describe, what's the intro? Hello, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where we track, wait, how does it go? I'm dead serious. Wow. Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where we track the price of Bitcoin. I fucking can't remember it. It's okay. Whatever. Wow. Long day. All right. Tuesday live stream, we're going to talk about trading Bitcoin up and down. Okay, I know a lot of you all are traders. If you're not traders, you're interested in trading. Okay, so we're going to talk tips and tricks. We're going to talk techniques. We're going to talk price action. We're going to also talk. Yeah, Rich, I'm struggling. We're going to talk long-term outlook, okay? And we're just going to play with the trend-based... if we have time, we're going to play with the time extensions, like the Fib Time tools, okay? Those are neat. Those are kind of interesting. So yeah, let's just get into it. First and foremost, here's what I'm seeing on the charts, okay? A lot of people just tune in to get updates on price action, so I'm going to start with that. What I said this morning is still true, except this B wave looked different than I thought it would, okay? I had this B wave looking like this, right? But obviously we have a larger B wave than I expected, and I was trying to short it. I tried to short it multiple times. I tried once here, once here, okay, got stopped out, small profit. After we came back, I didn't see that coming, ran into a meeting. Once here, got stopped out, small loss, and then finally tried once again and got it, okay? So I wanted to short. I was looking for shorts because I recognized this right here as being an A wave, right? And if you have an A wave, you know what comes next. It's a B wave. Problem with B waves is they can look so many different ways, yeah? You can have flats, you can have zigzags, you can have flats that look like this, you can have flats that look like this. It's complicated. So I didn't really know what to look out for. And I was under the impression that this was 1, 2, 3, done, okay? But this was just one of 3. So this is 1, this is 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your impulse. So this is a complete B wave. But, this is also a complete B wave. This is what makes trying to short and read B waves, long or short, it doesn't matter. But trading B waves, reading B waves, very tricky. This is what makes them a low probability trade, okay? And that's something I, as a trader, took a long time to accept, that it was a low probability trade. I came in thinking I can read pretty much anything, so I can trade pretty much anything. But if you look at the stats, my trading stats, I do worse on these trades, okay? They're low probability, relatively speaking, for me, okay? So what do I do if I am so inclined to trade them, because I recognize when they're going to be formed, and I realize, okay, this is, a nice trade. I know it's coming down. I just reduce my leverage less than usual, okay? So I half my leverage. These are little tips and tricks, techniques that you can do. So instead of using, my full high leverage, I use half of what I use. So I have a little bit of leeway. But one of the reasons I use high leverage is because I'm not disciplined unless I'm forced to be disciplined. I'm a typically disciplined person, but for some reason when I'm trading, I'm not very disciplined in terms of setting stops and take profits. Stops are my biggest challenge, okay? Where to set stops. I would, left to my own devices without much training, I would, take large losses. I would win some, but take large, I'd win a lot actually, but take large losses, and that would disproportionately affect my P&L. So one of the remedies to understanding about myself and my behavior was to go on really, really high leverage, to the point where I was forced to put in stops and to design stops beforehand and only take, you know, really sort of manage the loss before the loss sort of just blew up and became something that I didn't expect. And that's worked well for me. So I use really fucking high leverage because that's the only thing that makes me put in my stops in a disciplined way. So basically I half it for these tricky B waves, okay? They are very, very tricky. So I hope everybody sees that. Like, this is readable. It is readable. Like, again, you have 1, 2. So that's, I said this morning, this was a B wave because of how it's rounded out, okay? That stands true. Like, B waves, as you see, they have that H shape, okay? A 2 wave is more like this. You know, it's more angled, more angular rather. So that's what I'm seeing, okay? Let's see, how high is this going? Sorry, I'm just looking at the price action. I'm just gonna stop at the 618. We'll see. Anyway, I have my stops in slight profit, very slight profit, pretty much at break even, to be honest. All right, so that you could have read as a B wave. So that's 1 A, B, and then everything that comes after that. You just count 5 waves, right? And that's simple enough, okay? Now, who saw this coming? Right here. Very few, I gather. Very few saw it coming. That shook me out, okay? And I didn't know that was coming, and it's hard. How can you know that that's coming? Maybe you can figure that just looking at the symmetry and seeing that, okay. But the thing is, I knew we were going to get rejection at this point. Just looking at the chart, looking at the resistance, you see that there's resistance there. It's likely to get a rejection, but basically I saw this is A, this is B, and I thought we were going to get a C right there for this kind of B wave, okay? And, you know, that doesn't look too out of the ordinary, provided this is an A. And if this is an A wave right here, let's say you get a B wave like that, that doesn't seem too odd. So that's what I was expecting. That's what I said this morning, and I was like, I'm going short pretty much down here, okay? So like I said, I tried to go short. I was winning, but I went into my meeting and I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't really managing this trade. Got stopped out. Slight profit. I would have gotten out for earlier if I saw it. But, I mean, this move happened so quickly. Even if I was babysitting it, we're on the 5-minute chart. That's just one candle down. 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, 10, 15 minutes, all she wrote, you know? So once we got that, then it was clear this is 1, 2. It was clear we're getting 3, okay? But the question is, how high would 3 come? How high would 3 come? It's hard to say. And this is why I'm saying, like, if you're serious about charting, if you're serious about trading and, you know, using Elliott Wave and stuff like that, because it's such a powerful tool. I mean, goodness, if you really get this, it's hard not to know what's going to come next. Obviously, you're not going to be 100%, but I mean, 70, 80, 85% hit rates on your reads is very likely, very possible, okay? So you know that this is going to be impulsive, but this is a tricky impulse to read, right? I'm seeing 1, 2, okay, that's easy enough. But then you go in and you have a third wave that matriculates in a rising channel, okay? And we've seen Bitcoin do this before, but this looks like a correction, okay? It doesn't even look like an ending diagonal, which it is. It's an ending diagonal of a third wave, right? But it looks like a correction, like, especially up until here. Let me read. So when I was looking at this, I saw this and I was like, okay, this is coming down. This is a cap. This is a rounded top. This is a reversal pattern. And it is a reversal pattern. But reversal patterns and complex corrections are kind of one and the same. It's just, they're in different contexts. So that was really tricky. Okay? And if you're able to read this 1, 2, and then recognize this rising channel as being a third wave, which, you get those from time to time. This being a fourth wave correction and then a 5 wave correction, you are a chartist. Like, you're like a world-class chartist, okay? If you're able to read that. And this is a pattern that, we've seen before. It's not impossible. So with experience, this is all possible. It's just, that's what is so cool about this. You go from not knowing something, looking on the charts, losing a trade or making an observation, and then you know it. And then you know it for good. So next time you see a rising channel in the third wave, you'll know exactly what's going on, right? That very few people probably recognize as being a third wave. That does not look like a conventional third wave. But we've seen that before. I've seen it before and gotten tricked by it once before as well on a larger time frame. Okay, so that's what I saw, and this is why I wanted to discuss this, because it pretty much has all the elements. Like this move, this B wave that we've gotten this today has all the elements of correction. Okay, you have your B wave here. You have your B wave. You have your impulse. You have a complex sort of high level impulse right here. You have an A, B, C. You have a quick 1, 2, 3 B wave. Like, you have everything, right? This is like everything all in one, like a smorgasbord of high level chart reads. So yeah, that's my B wave here, and like I said, I finally got in. And how did I get in? I just want to talk briefly about that. So these entries are tricky. Like I said, my hit rate on these shorts of this B wave are low. That's probably my lowest. If I look at all my trade setups and my success rates, this is my worst one, okay? So immediately I recognize that. That's very important. You need to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And it's okay to identify as not being good at something, because you can then get good at it. But you can't do that if you just take every trade with the same amount of risk, the same amount of leverage, okay? So if you're going to trade both ways, and I recommend trading both ways, I just don't see why you would trade one way and handicap yourself. Just practice trading both ways, so you don't have to wait for the price to go up to make money. But, I mean, to each his own. To each his own. If you're doing it professionally, I don't see how you can do it just trading one way, although many people have done it in traditional finance and in Bitcoin, in crypto, because we've been in such a long-term bull run, right? But anyway, if you're able to go both ways, identify which trades are best and which trades are weakest, okay? For me, I'm money longing a B wave. A B wave after an A wave. So if I get an A wave break of structure, and then there's a B wave that comes right after on a short time frame, like my hit rate's like 90-95%. That's easy money for me. Easy. I just target the 786 of this, and I just close my eyes, take my money, and I'm on my way. My challenge, though, is once I do get my money, flipping short, okay? And one of the challenges to shorting is even entering the trade, because once the price starts moving, it's hard to enter the trade. Do you limit? Do you market order? Okay, where do you get in? So that's something I just want to talk about briefly. Just like any trade, I think it's best to get in on the retest, okay? But the question is, with B waves, what is the retest? Are you able to correctly identify the retest? Okay, so here we go. This is your initial break of structure. Okay, I longed this. I got my money. That was great. But now I'm in the short. Was this an A wave, or is this the A wave, or is this already the start of C? Okay, I was right, but for instance, just really quickly, looking here, how do you short this? Where do you get in? Do you get in here, here, here? Where do you get in? This is a reversal pattern, just like I always discuss on this channel, right? You have your A wave, right? Initial break of structure. You have a B wave that's counter to that, and then a small pivot, and then a C wave, right? The B wave can also look like this, right? Let's say the B wave looks like that. Who cares? And then the C wave. This is exactly what you have, right? I talk about this going long usually, but this is the same thing going short. You can't see it on this time frame, but there's 3 waves here. That's the A wave. Then you have 3 waves in a B wave. Okay? And now you have your pivot, and then you have your impulse. So where do you get in? That's the question. And can you identify each one of these moves and get in on this one, on the pivot? That's the safest to get in on, okay? Where do you put your stops? That's why shorting is so much more complicated, because a lot of people don't think in this way, and you'd have to use a lot of fib sort of levels. For instance, the maximum retracement of an A wave usually is where I put my stops, 1618. So if I see this A wave, right, and then I recognize this B wave, basically I want to short. If I get in my short, I know that my stop is at the 1618 or right above the 1618, because this B wave can't retrace past the 1618 of the A wave, okay? And that's just an example. But, shorting is challenging. But that's basically how I do it, and that's what I'm thinking, okay? Let me know. Riel, let me know what you think. It's fine to have other opinions, but it's helpful if you can elaborate. What do you mean? So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, and that's how I basically do my shorting. I'll think of all of those things. Let's see. So yeah, that's exactly what I did for this. I just basically waited for my break of structure. I longed my B wave because I love that. I targeted my 786. We came a little higher, and then once we started going down, I basically limit ordered in, and then I've been in this move ever since. Okay. So here we go. We have, this looks like my 1, my 2 wave. Question is, what's going on here? I just closed out my short. Looks like something's going on here. Was this a big A wave? You see, this is the Rio. I'll address that in a second, but thanks for sharing your views. So I just closed my short in some profit, but just an example, like this, I was under the impression that this was a 2 wave, right? Maybe it was. let's see. Trying to figure out what just happened here. What just happened here? Let's see. Does anybody know? Trying to make sense of this. We come down. Let's see. Let's use the fibs and see if we can't figure out what's going on here. Oh, that's okay. But that's odd. Is that the two wave? It's odd. The retracement, the B wave retracement here is pretty profound. Let's see if that is even legal. No, that retraced a bit much. Right? That's beyond this 1618. That can't be a B wave. That's a continuation of the trend. Okay, my best guess is that is a leading diagonal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the wave 2. But this is the start of a complex correction. Reason being is you're immediately going up to the 618. So if that's the case, this is a W. We're going to get something like this. Some sort of X, okay? And then a Y. So we're going to be here for a bit in this two-wave correction. That's what I'm seeing. I can't be sure, but if we keep respecting this golden pocket, this 618, then that's what I'm seeing, all right? So yeah, shorting is tricky, but it's a nice move. This is a nice move because if you look, the base of this move is, sorry, if that was A of B, this is B of B all the way up here. C of B is going to be an impulse coming all the way down to the base, right? In a normal flat correction, right? That's a 4% move. So that is worthwhile, especially on leverage, yeah? So after that, I'm essentially seeing a pivot and then an impulse. And I think that, you know, at this point, given all the time we've spent going sideways, that this impulse may be the one that takes us out of this consolidation, right? We've been in this massive consolidation for quite some time, basically in this range. I mean, if you turn on the VPVR, the volume of buys and sells, you can see that we're basically on a point of control. We've been trading. All the buying and selling volume has been done in this channel, okay? So that's, you know, you can see that very clearly here. So that's what I'm seeing, and once we break out of this channel, it's going to be violent, okay? The break of 40K is going to be violent. To address Real's claim, I think BTC will dump after a little pump. You have to be a little more specific on your time frame. I do agree, but on a larger time frame. But the little pump that I'm talking about is all the way to the 52K region, okay? I think that we leave here and we put 5 waves up to 52K, okay? And the next thing I want to talk about is the other day, and one of the things I think gives me my edge is I don't mind being wrong as long as I learn something and I'm corrected. I'd rather be on the side of right than being right, if that makes sense, okay? I want to learn, I want to perfect my craft, I want to hone my skills, I want to be a better chartist, better trader. I want to learn. So the other day, I just closed my eyes and dropped my bias and looked at my long-term Bitcoin chart and asked, do I still have Bitcoin coming to be below $10,000 in the long term, okay? And I just played, I looked at my count, my larger count. So I'm going to go on the weekly. Okay, I say, because I learned something new every day. So maybe Dean of today will read this differently than Dean of yesterday. So I erased everything. I didn't even look at my previous count, okay? I have it on here for you right now, but I pretty much erased it. And I said, how would I look at this? So I'm gonna, let's just erase it. Let's erase it. Okay, so again, for those of you who are not subscribed, please subscribe if you're getting value, like the video, like the live stream. But this is the Bitcoin index. It's basically the chart of Bitcoin that it was trading, of Bitcoin trading since 2 cents or 1 cent, okay? And so it has all the data. Using Elliott wave theory, I analyzed this and I told myself, I'm not going to think in terms of, it has to be this or that. I'm just going to try to make sense of it. And so I looked at it and I'm like, that looks like a one wave to me, obviously, because the first big correction is wave 2, okay? So I counted that as wave 1 and wave 2, okay? Jeez. Sorry. I'm going to turn the magnet off, or else it doesn't work. So I counted this as wave 1, counted this as wave 2, okay, right here. And I said what comes after is wave 3. Question is, where does wave 3 end? All right, so I looked at the size of wave 2, and I looked at this correction. I'm like, this is obviously wave 4. Okay, let's not try to get too cerebral. And, usually the simplest explanation is the one that is most likely, right? So I'm seeing that as wave 4. Okay, and there's one thing I don't like about that, and I'm going to tell you guys in a second. And then I look at this and I'm like, well, that's clearly wave 5 because this comes after wave 4. Okay, but again, wave 5 can be composed of, a bunch of complicated stuff. So I'm like, let's just say that is the count, okay? And I'm going to look more closely, okay? I'm going to look at my volume indicator because that offers some advice, okay? Wave 3 is typically the most impulsive and gives you a volume spike, okay? So if I see a volume spike, it should be in wave 3. Check. Okay, sorry, check. Wave 3 gave me that volume spike, okay? Wave 1 gave me a rise in volume, okay, followed by a slight fall. I don't think anybody's really arguing over wave 1 and 2, right? That's quite clear. Wave 2 is simple, and wave 4 is relatively complex by the law of alternation. So check on that, okay? And then wave 5, you see volume kind of peter out and you get a volume spike when the trend is done. That's my volume spike, okay? So I have everything. My volume profile corroborates my read. That's number 1. Secondly, let's get the Fibonacci extension tool, okay? And mind you, this is a weekly chart of 12 years of data, but still we should have our fibs work. Okay, and so if I take wave 1, the beginning of wave 1, which I think is down here, right? At 1 cent. If I'm trying to, let me just turn the magnet off. Down here to the top, retracement of wave 2. I see wave 3 comes to the 786. That's the one thing I don't like about this count, because I know that a minimum retracement or extension of wave 3 is the 1 Fibonacci extension, okay? That's the one thing I don't like about this count. The one thing. So one could say, if that's the case, and that's wrong, then this is basically wave 3 has to come all the way up here, at least. And so this is probably the end of wave 3, okay? That's probably what a lot of people think. And so this is your complex wave 4 correction to this wave 2, okay? And again, I don't mind being wrong. I just want to be on the side of right, whatever's right, okay? So that's the one thing I don't like about that assessment, where I would give credence to the idea that this was my third wave right here. This is the end of my third wave. Actually, this is the end of my third wave right here. And this is A, B, C correction for wave 4. That's the only thing that I don't like about that count. The issue with this, though, is that you're getting some sort of running flat correction for wave 4. And that's possible, okay? It's possible. And which would give you most likely a very, very explosive wave 5. It's kind of like you're getting ready to run, right? So that's pretty much what I'm seeing. Either way, the cookie crumbles. We're coming down for wave 4. Question is how much, okay? If this is a wave 4 or if this is a wave 5, or sorry, this is at wave 5 or at wave 3. Let's just say at wave 3 or wave 5. Either way, we're coming down to complete this correction. So if this were the wave 4 correction, either way, it seems like 10K, sub 10K Bitcoin is very likely, okay? Because if you take your Fibonacci extension tool, let's turn the magnet on. It goes A. You just got to tilt your head because everything's kind of tilted. B. That's the top of B. And C would be at the 1, between the 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6. So I would expect a 13,000 to $9,500 Bitcoin, okay, for this wave 4. So both these counts are on the table for me. I'm not a big, I got this count and I got that count kind of guy. Like, I usually just pick one and roll with it until it doesn't make any more sense, right? I don't see the point of having a million different counts on your charts because I'm a trader. I just need to know one viable count and I'll use a stop loss. So that's how I operate. And for this longer term assessment, I just think either way, whether it's a 4 wave or whether it's a sort of an A wave of a larger term correction, right? We're pretty much done. Given the extension of wave 1, retracement of wave 2, I think this is more plausible, actually. Hey, Captain X. I think this is more plausible. I think we're in a running flat wave 4 correction, and we will see a 10 to 13K Bitcoin, after which we may get a very, very, very strong 5 waves up. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. That's why I'm seeing it. So again, I don't give a damn about being wrong, because for the longest time I've been telling everybody what I'm seeing on the chart is simple. I'm seeing that we've put in 5 waves. This still may be accurate, right? For the longest time I saw this. And I saw, that needed to be wave 3. But again, that could have simply be an impulsive sort of leg of wave 3. It's still wave 3. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing, and that's why I'm seeing it. Either of these can be true. Either way, you're coming down quite a bit. And I don't think many serious analysts are disputing that. So I think it's wise to de-risk. Once we get to the 52K region, 55K region, whatever you think is the top, it's wise to de-risk. It's unlikely that this, even a pattern analyst can tell you this is bearish. Whoops. This is extremely bearish. This construction, this M top, it is basically, it's targeting yeah, 13K. The pattern targets 13K. The fibs target 13 to 10K. It's very, very, very likely that you're getting a 13K Bitcoin. Very, very likely. I'd be shocked and surprised if we didn't. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's why. So the larger term analysis does inform my trading. Let's see. I want to keep the one that I think is more plausible on. Let's see. Can we go back to that? Can we go back to that? No, we can't. Okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just going to erase everything so I don't think that this is what I think. Actually, let me just not be lazy and put it back in manually. Right. Something like this. What was it? 5 is going to be all the way up here. Basically, 3 ended up here. That's the start of 4. Yeah. Yeah, it's likely. Very, very likely in my estimation. And so playing with the time tools, I know some people like to do this. I don't really use it on a day-to-day. I haven't figured out, if somebody can figure out how to use these accurately, oh my gosh, they're gonna absolutely kill. So TradingView has these cool tools like the trend-based Fib Time and Fib Time Zone, where you could pretty much just put in a pattern, put in a low and a high and a retracement, and it'll give you likely time that something will happen. It doesn't tell you what. It just tells you significant highs and lows may happen there. That's the idea of Fib Time Zone. So here I put the high of 1, low of 2, and this is what it shows. I don't know. I don't see it matching up with anything significant, to be honest. Let's try it on, because I'm on the weekly. Let's try it on the monthly. Let's try it on the monthly. All right. Fib Time Zone on the monthly. Let's see. Are we going to get anything? So, extension of 1, retracement of 2. Nah, I don't really see anything of significance. Let's try it for where we're at now. This, let's try it for this wave 4 correction. Okay, so A, top of B, Okay, it's saying the next significant high or reversal is going to be at the 1618, which will be on the 1st of November 2022. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to play with it. I think a lot of people think it's interesting. It's a question that many people ask: when this, when that. So hi Bella, 68K to 31. We finished 5 impulsive waves and we are making ABCDE correction finished. Then we make 1, 2. Also look at daily. Yeah, let's try the Fib time zone in the daily. Okay. Yeah, let's try it on the daily. Let's see if we get anything significant. Let's see this, what I think is an A wave and a B wave. So base of A, top of A, retracement of B. Yep. And okay, it gives us this low right here. It gave us this low. Will it give us, it says March 24th is an important day. That's the 1618. What will be in March 24th? I don't know. Okay, so that's what the Fib time zone is telling us. Again, you just put a low, a high, and a retracement, and you'll get your Fib time zone. It's here in TradingView. Interesting. Okay, so we played with the time-based tools. Oh, there's also one more time-based tool, if you don't know. It's called Fib time zone. This one's a little more rudimentary. You just click a low to a high, and it basically gives you zones, also using Fibonacci numbers, sequences, right? Like the 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on, 11, right? So this is what it's given. From the low of this A wave, from the high, it kind of gave you the low of the B wave, okay? And it's saying that March 14th was important, or thereabouts was important. So maybe we get a high today or early tomorrow, so that's the Fib time zone. People use these. All right, Fibonacci is a thing. So Bella's saying 5 impulsive, 5 waves to down, then A, B, C, D, E. So Bella, what are you talking about? What time frame? You're talking about here, right here. You're saying that this is an A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, I agree. I see this as, I call it a reversal pattern. Okay. You can also say it's a triangle. I just call it a reversal pattern because I think it's more practical that way. This is how I see it. A, B, sorry. Yeah, A, B, C. So that's basically how I see it. Just reversal patterns. I talk about it a lot on the channel. One of the issues I have with what you're saying is 68. Oh, 68K is what we put in. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, you're saying that we're going down to 31K? I don't see that. Like I was saying, we've formed really strong support. Really strong support over a long period of time. If we were to break this, we would have broken it. And also, if we were to break it, I don't think that we would be slanting upwards ever so slightly. Okay? There's strong support here, strong support here, strong support here, strong support here. I don't think this breaks without first going up before coming down. That's my sense. Like, whatever we formed here is support. Right? Seems to me, my read is it's only up from here before going down. Okay. So yeah, we talked about the time-based fib tools. We talked about this crazy trading day, this B wave, and what's next for Bitcoin? Let's go back in the smaller time frames. Let's go on our perpetual futures chart. And yes, indeed, it looks as if this two wave is playing out. We're respecting the 618 here. Okay, so you pull the fib retracement from the top of this, what I think is a leading diagonal to the bottom. We're coming up and not violating the 618, okay? So I think that's what you're gonna get. We got a W, X, Y. Perhaps this is it before coming back down. I think this is a great trade right here. If this is true, right? You don't know, but that's why you put in a stop, right? So I think I'm gonna take this trade. I'm gonna get in a short. I'm going to put my stops right above the half point of the 618. And, we'll see. One moment. Let me put this trade in. Again, I'm going to, because this is, I think, a better... Let's see what, if this 618 is respected. I'm going smaller time frames. Looks like price is rejecting up there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go into my exchange, and I talked about this last week. I mean, if you want precision, you kind of have to use your exchange's chart. It looks like we're already violating the 618 ever so slightly, so I'm gonna wait for an actual rejection. I'm not like I'm gonna wait for confirmation type trader. I think it's smart when you're right at the line, right? There's no reason to jump in if your trade's going to be invalidated. Just wait and see, and then react. You don't have to predict, really. So I'm going to go back to TradingView because it's a little faster. I have more data here so I can see better. Looks like a rejection. If that's the case, this is a great trade right here. High probability trade, right? Your stop would be, see, there you go. This is a B wave. Just broke. That waiting for confirmation saved some money. So yeah, this is what I was saying earlier in the stream. Tough to short these moves because you could have seen this as an A, B, C, which it is, right? Because it's all fractal. And then you start your impulse down. Or you see all of this as one big A wave. And then you get one big B wave. It's going to come to at least the 786 because this is a flat correction. Okay. You can go all the way up to the 618. Then after that, you need a small pivot to come down. But like it, reading and trading these is challenging. Requires quite a bit of skill. Okay, and I think one thing that helps is just looking at basic support and resistance. So if looking at the charts, you can clearly see that we have resistance here. We're at a neckline here. So, it's not that if you set your stops right here, it's going to be respected, but thereabouts, right? That price isn't necessarily going to violate this level, given that price has once before found resistance here. So we're going to probably find resistance here. So anything above this would probably be fair as a stop. Anything above this region. But yeah, so that was a B wave, and I thought I was home free. Anyway, all I want to say is this move is going to be big. I'm seeing us come down to at least this 38K level, okay, before pivoting and going up. So that's what I'm seeing. Bella, I'm a little confused. I don't know what time frames you're talking about. But I'm basically, just so you know, I scalp, right? And this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I've traded pretty much everything. I've traded swing traded, I scalp traded, I traded large positions, traded small positions. For me, for my lifestyle, what I do best and how I operate best is scalping and swinging spot. Meaning, I have a position, for instance, a lot of you guys know, in VRA, and that's just in, no leverage, no nothing. I don't have to worry about it, getting liquidated or anything like that. I may buy or I may sell at an important point where I think, okay, we're going to experience a large drawdown, but otherwise I just leave it and wait until it hits my target and, take my profits. And then on the side, I trade small position sizes on large leverage, high leverage. And the reason I do that, I said in the beginning of the stream, is because it forces me to be very disciplined with my stops. And if I wasn't, I would get liquidated, okay? So that forces me to be really disciplined. Now, the other thing I love about scalping, and maybe you're a trader and you haven't really entertained the idea of scalping. But let me tell you something. One of the things that most beginning traders do that hurts their performance is they overtrade. Meaning, they'll take trades all the time. They will say, "Oh, I need to be up for this," or they'll stay up, or they'll like stress out and wait for certain trades and set all kinds of alarms, and then try and jump in the trade with high expectations for a certain move. That's a really good way to lose a trade. Because 1, you have to be correct in your read. 2, you have to execute the trade. Those are two separate things. In order to win the trade, you have to do both. You have to be correct in the read, and you have to execute the trade. And in addition to that, by basically being a slave to a certain setup and waiting for it, not just waiting for it, but like sort of always looking for it, you don't control your time. You don't control when you trade. The market does. Yeah, I am, Bella. That's exactly what I do. I had 2 appointments today. I'm also a trader. So yeah, that is tough, and that causes sleeplessness, that causes anxiety, that causes sort of, just bad performance overall. One of the beautiful things I love about scalping is that I trade when I want to trade, and it doesn't matter what, great thing about crypto, it never closes. It never closes. So if I don't feel like trading, I won't trade. I don't have the anxiety of keeping a scalp overnight, or, you know, when I'm doing something and I don't want to check the charts. I want to be with my family. I just want to focus on something else. So you may want to consider that for those of you who are interested in trading, who have not really entertained the idea of scalping. You really control when you want to trade and what you trade. And little moves here and there may not seem like much, but compound interest is amazing. Okay? $30 here, $40 here, $10 here. Keep being consistent, keep winning those little trades, and you'll be surprised how much it adds up, especially if you're using leverage. Hey Isaac, my next trade is a short. I'm gonna wait. This is actually my hardest trade, shorting B waves. Okay, so this is a B wave. This is like my weakest trade. I get stopped out on this move the most, but I kind of like it because I like challenges. Okay, so this B wave has been going on pretty much all day, and I've been looking to short the shit out of it because I want that 4%. Okay, so I'm going to use all my skills to wait for a pivot and get in on a reversal, find a good stop for this move, and pretty much take my 4%. That's my next trade. Let's see. Bella, very nice. If it stays point of control 39.2, it will go up to 40K. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much on the point of control. I don't think we really have ever gone below this much, yeah, in this time ever, obviously, but like during this period, right? We've pretty much respected this region, and I don't see it changing. Like, these are outliers, but yeah, that's why I see, you know, this pivot going up. It's going to be a very explosive move. Yeah, swing spot trades are nice. They're very low anxiety, at least for me. For somebody who trades, you know, daily and, you know, does leverage trading and stuff like that, I don't think twice about my swing spot trades. Like, that's like money in the bank. You know, I make a general read, and yeah, I was saying, Isaac, I got stopped out twice. Yeah, I got stopped out twice, and then I actually just took profit right here because I thought we were already in impulse, right? I took profit on stream. Once we got up here, I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? And so I took profit. Yeah, let's look at engine. Yeah, B waves are a bitch, but the thing is, mastering the B wave really unlocks everything. Like, you can't really ignore something. Obviously, there's certain trades you can take. You don't have to take every trade, but you know, getting the B wave is huge. If you can make peace with it, it's not about trading it, but making peace with it and using it, it's powerful. All right, so actually, I'm gonna look at engine in a bit, but I think the chart is calling my attention. I think that was a last push. So I'm going to read this right here on stream, and I might even take this trade on stream. Okay, so I'm looking. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see that as a leading diagonal. Okay, so that's my A of B. This is clearly my B of B right here. Okay, so I'm reading this right here as my impulse. I'm going to start from here. 1, clearly 2, 3, 4. I'm going to measure really quickly. So this is exactly how I do it when nobody's looking. I use confirmation with my fibs. Okay, that's clearly 3, you know, between the 1618 and the 2. That is most likely 5. Okay, so we've got a rejection. I'm on the minute time frame. We need to go small time frames for these moves. looks like a rejection. If I zoom out, I also see, okay, that's zooming out too much. Zoom out, I see that we are at resistance structurally, okay? So I'm fine with that. If I'm shorting resistance. Exactly, Colby. The B waves are the final boss. If you can get B waves, you've got it. Because there's nothing more heinous, in my opinion, and treacherous. It's so tricky. But usually prices in B waves. I mean, so staying away from it completely makes it tough to trade, you know? So yeah, I think this rejection is a rejection, right? That's the first thing for shorting. You have to figure out whether the rejection is an A wave or just an intra-wave correction, okay? If you get it wrong and you think it's an intra-wave correction, you're pulling your Fibonacci retracement tool and looking at the 1618 for invalidation doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't work, and you're just going to get smoked. And it's happened to me so many times. So that's how I basically try and figure if my rejection's an A wave or intra-wave. I try to count 5, okay? Or in the case of the B wave, I count 3 and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3. That's my 3, okay? 3 waves. And then 5 in the impulse, okay? And I measured it. You saw me measure it, okay? And now I see my larger structural sort of market has resistance up here. And so I'm waiting. I can even go on smaller time frame. Let's go on 15-second time frame. I see that this is a 3-wave move. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting patiently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this A wave to complete. I'm going to wait for the B wave to consolidate and move up. And I'm going to very simply target the 786, because this is a flat correction, right? This is 3-wave flat correction. I'm going to take my Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm going to take the distance of the A wave. I'm going to target the 786 because I know that's a minimum retracement for the B wave, okay? This is how you have to master B waves to get short. You can't short without making peace with B waves unless you wait for the first impulsive wave. Okay, and then you can kind of play with your wave 2 and stuff like that. But I think the bulk of the move is had if you are able to get involved at the B wave. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to wait for this A wave to complete. I'm not going to, FOMO into it. I might even long the B wave. That's like my move. If you were here in the beginning, you'll know that one of my favorite moves, it's like easy money for me, is longing the B wave after an A wave's printed and then targeting the 786. I love that move. Okay, I might just do that if I have time. I'm on the 15-second time frame, so I might not have time. I might have time. Okay, this is an A of B. All right, I'm going to do this on stream. Okay, I'm basically waiting for the reversal pattern to print here for this. I'm going to go back on the minute time frame because I'm used to seeing price action in that context. Okay, I'm going to go and prepare. Okay, I'm going to go back into smaller time frames. Guys, don't forget to like the stream, especially if you find value from this. This is what I do every day. I don't know. I guess some people do trade live, but this is what I do, and this is how I do it. No courses, no nothing to sell. But yeah, if you get value, just like the stream. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Okay, so that was a wave 4, I believe. Or was that wave A? Could have been. Yeah, that's wave 4. Okay. I'm going to wait for this to play out. And like I said, I'm simply going to do, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to scalp long this. Okay. Take profit, flip short. Okay. And I'm going to use the 1618 as my stop. Right. That's basically my plan. Right. And now, like, theoretically, it should work. Right. Given what I said, if what I said is true, you know, there's 3 waves in this. There's 3 waves in this move, and there are 5 waves in this move. And this I've already identified as an A wave. Then this should work. Okay. Now it comes to execution, and you know, one of the things about shorting is sometimes it's hard to even get in the move. Like, you got a market order, limit order, you know, it's challenging. You know, you're trying to get in, but the price is moving too fast. So, you know, it takes some skill. So I'm going to execute. That's what I'm going to do. So if I'm not speaking, just it's because I'm working. I'm putting this trade in. So right now, my first trade that I'm going to take is a long. I'm going to long to the 786, okay, right here. Okay, and I'm basically, what I'm doing now is I'm waiting for this reversal pattern to play out, provided this is the end. This could be a wave 4. I'm just going to watch and observe. I'm going to watch and observe. If this is a wave 4, it's just going to keep going down. And then I'm going to, you know, readjust my fibs. Looks like it's a, well, it could be either one. We'll see. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm trading, I'm going to go into the exchange that I use, okay? Because that's, you know, these are small moves, and it requires a high degree of precision. So I can't rely on the TradingView analog of this exchange. I got to go to Phemex itself if I'm using Phemex. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, let's take this trade first. Oh, and you know what? There's some people do this, and I've done it before, maybe like once. They're trying to long, but they short instead, and then trying to short, they long instead. Like, this is why you have to be very, very focused when you're trading. You know, you got to be focused. It's a high performance activity. It's not something you do just casually. It takes some doing, and that's another reason why you might want to consider setting predefined times for you to trade, and when you're in or out of a trade, so that when you do trade, you're all there, and you're ready, and you're prepared. Because yeah, it does take quite a bit of concentration. Okay, so let's say I'm just gonna prepare. Let's say this is my A wave, and my reversal pattern starting to play out. That was my A wave, my B wave starting. Let's say that's the case. Then my target, I'm already going to put it in my exchange, is 39,815 or 39,813. I always take profit a little earlier. 39,813. Okay. And you would say, Dean, like, that is such a small scalp. Like, again, I told you, I've used really high leverage, and half of percent is significant. Let me just say that. That's kind of how I like to do it. This is the system that I've found to be most comfortable with. I've done all kinds of trading. This is my favorite. High ass leverage, small moves here and there. When I'm done, I'm talking to my wife, I'm playing with my son. I'm not thinking of what trade I'm in or if I'm gonna get stopped out. Like, I don't have the night sweats that I used to have because I'm in a trade and I wake up, first thing I check my phone and Phemex says your stop order has been activated or whatever it says. I don't have to worry about that. I trade when I want to trade, and when I trade, I'm all there. So yeah, so let's see. This looks like it is our reversal pattern. Phemex does not afford any seconds, so I can't really see too much detail. So I'm gonna flip to TradingView, and I'm gonna go into the 15-second time frame. Again, reversal patterns, complex corrections, one and the same. It's hard to see any difference, so I'm gonna have to wait for confirmation. But this does look like a wave. 1, 2, 3. I expect this to come down, but it can't come down too much. Expect it to come down around here. In this area is usually where it does. If this is indeed a B wave, and then I expect a small pivot, and that's when, oh, okay, that was wave 4. See, that's why you gotta wait. Wave 4 is usually okay. This is definitely the A wave if it comes to this point. That was wave 4. The tricky wave 4. Okay. So yeah, this A wave is even longer, which means more money. It's great. Okay, so I'm going to pull the retracement down a bit. Okay. And I'm still waiting. Remember, the A wave for any sort of 5-wave trend goes to the level of wave 4. So if the A wave does not meet wave 4, it's not the A wave. Our trend's not finished. That's just a clue, okay? So we should wait for that. Not yet. But yeah, this is where the patience comes in, you know? Maybe as a beginning trader, I'm like, ooh, I wanted a short and it's already going down, and I try to get in, you know? Not knowing that, you know, there's such a thing as a B wave. That's just basically going to come and ruin the party. So, gotta wait. So that's my plan. Like I said, that's what I'm going to try and execute. So as I like to say, you need 3 things to win a trade. You need a target, right? I have my target, the 786 of this move. You need a viable stop, meaning a stop loss, a place where your trade is wrong, and you just, if the price goes beyond that, you need to get out, okay? And you need to know whether it's going to go up or down, okay? So I'm fairly confident that after putting our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in, we're going to consolidate and attack the 786. Okay, so I know we're going up. I'm fairly confident that the 786, this is why this is such a money move, and I love this move. It has to hit the 786. I've never seen a flat correction not meet the 786. So I have a target. I can set it and forget it. The most challenging part of this whole trade is setting a stop for this reversal pattern. And I usually just use the 1618 of the A wave, okay? So I think that this setup is you know, nothing's easy, but it's, all things considered, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's not the hardest trade in the world. And you just limit order, and usually fills if you limit order the mark price. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense for you all, but if you try to limit order the mark price on a short, it's not going to fill. You're going to have to wait. So yeah, a lot of trading is waiting and waiting for the outcome. But great thing about scalping is, you know, small time frames. You don't have to wait too long. You know, I can take this trade on stream, and in 10-15 minutes it'll be done, and you know, I'll hear that profit. So yeah, this is like my bread and butter trade. I think I've discussed this before, but I try to trade pretty much everything, but I don't trade everything the same way. I trade this full tilt because I'm so comfortable with this trade. I take it on my highest leverage, but then when I'm going short for the move that I'm going to do after this, I go half because it's riskier and my hit rate is less, right? So that's basically kind of, the title of the live stream, Trading Bitcoin Up and Down. I don't know a lot of YouTubers or traders that really talk about their technique that aren't selling a course, right? A lot of times they're trying to sell this, but there's no point in adopting somebody else's technique. You can learn about it. Here's that A wave, right? You see that? The A wave just met wave 4 of the previous trend. And one of the lovely things about scalping, short time frames, small time frames, you get to see all of this theory play out in one sitting. You don't have to wait eons before seeing the idea. If somebody tells you the A wave, the break of structure of an impulse or a correction usually happens when the A wave meets wave 4 of the previous trend, that's just gobbledygook. It's just theory. It's just some idea until you see it day in and day out. And so when I'm on the charts and I'm trading it, I see it day in and day out. I use that information. Like, that tells me that this is finished. This tells me that is finished, right? That's how really you cement all of these ideas, I think. So that's one of the things I love about it. So yeah, now we print our A wave. It's going to be like this. A, B might look like this. Usually B's these days looking like this on these small time frames. And then a pivot. The pivot's usually coming, B's usually coming a little further down like this, okay? Then the pivot, and then we're going to go up to the 786. And then I'm going to take profit. Then I'm going to wait because it's probably going to shoot up a little bit past the 786. I'm going to wait. I'm going to probably do that off stream. Or maybe I'll do it on stream. I don't know. I'll talk to my wife. My wife's here. I'll wait for a pivot, try to get in, and I'll use the 1618 of this pivot, this A wave right there. So that's the whole plan. Okay, those are my next two trades. I know Isaac, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, asked about my next trade. A lot of times I'm like, ooh, I'll take that. I'm planning like a trade after that, right? I told you I was going to short, but then I see this, I'm like, I can't not take it. Like, it's just leaving money on the table. Because, yeah, I got this trade. Yeah, I'll probably take this trade and then go make dinner because it's a school day for my son tomorrow. And I don't want him to be up too late and eat late. And then by the time I finish, maybe I'll get involved in the short on the 2 wave or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's the beauty also again of scalping. I decide when I want to trade it, not the market. And the idea that I'm leaving money on the table, I used to have that, like, oh dude, you have to take it. It's 4%. It's true, but it's not, because there's always an opportunity. The market's always open. So you trade when you want to trade, and it's best to trade when you're available to trade, when you're mentally all there. You know what I mean? Like you're like ready and you're prepped. Okay. So I got my A wave now. I'm going to go back into the exchange. Okay, and I'm going to, all right, so I got my target already. My target is, so the bottom of the move is here, right? The bottom of the move is here. So my target is going to be right here, 39,794. Right? 39,794. And my stop is going to be the inverse 1618 of this A wave. Yeah, because a B wave cannot retrace beyond the inverse 1618 of the A wave. But B waves are recursive. Okay, that's another topic for another day. The fucking B wave. Don't mind this exchange. It's not very accurate unless this is not the A wave. This may not be the A wave. But yeah, see, that's my 1618. But this exchange is goofy. It doesn't have as much information. No, it's accurate. It's accurate. That's what it's showing right here. So yeah, that was wave 4 of something else. This is wave 4 of something else. That wasn't an A wave. That was a wave 4. So still waiting. Trading is just waiting for your setup to materialize. So back to the drawing board. This is how you do it without taking too much risk. You wait exactly for what you know needs to happen before you get involved in the trade. Or else you're just throwing money away, yeah? And that's one of the benefits to having a good idea as to what. This is a pretty big A wave. This may already be the impulse. Let's see. I'm going on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, that was the B wave we got out of. Maybe we got a smaller a pivot up here. This is also possible. We got a smaller pivot up here. Okay. Here, let's go on the minute time frame. This is looking impulsive, my friends. Okay. So this may be the case here. That this is our A wave. This is our B wave. This is our impulse. This is actually a safer way to get involved. This is looking impulsive. I'd be surprised if this were another A wave. I was looking for something like this. But sometimes that happens on such a small time frame that you can't see it. Okay? Like you can hardly see it. So I think that was the case. So I think the best thing to do in this case, wait for a retrace, which is likely going to be a wave 2 retrace. Okay? So it's hard to count these. I'm on the minute time frame and you still don't see much definition. This may be a wave 4, but you'll know it's a wave 4 if the A wave comes and meets it. And then you wait. Okay, here we got a big quick pump. You wait. You pull your Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay. You wait for your reversal, whatever it looks like. It's going to be something like this. I don't know why I always draw my B waves like that. Like this. And wait and get involved here, okay? Likely not going to be breaking the 786, but you should probably wait for confirmation, but likely that would be a great place to set your stops. That's a great trade right there because the RR is, it's excellent. If you look at this trade, you're coming down. You're coming down here. So Fibonacci extension tool, retracement of the B wave. You're coming down between the 1 and the 1, 2, 3, 6, okay, for a regular flat correction. So that's a 4% move. That's a 3.5, 3.6% move, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that's my next trade, I guess, since we're already in impulse. And I'm not mad that we're in an impulse because that makes the trade a lot less dangerous. Okay, that makes the trade a lot higher probability, and I probably should only take these shorts like this, if I'm being honest. My P&L would love me for that. My stats would absolutely appreciate it if I stopped trying to short B waves. Okay, if I just waited for the actual break, right? But that takes discipline, and like I told you in the beginning of the stream, I'm not super disciplined. I try to be, but I'm not super disciplined. But that's the initial break of structure. You get your B wave. You got your impulse. I think it's clear as day that you have your impulse. Volume is showing that, it's down only price action pretty much. Wait for your two-wave correction. You know exactly where to put your stops. Very low, the distance between where you get in and where you get stopped out is minimal. So it's a minimal risk trade, huge reward. Because there's your wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 still to go. So that's what I'm doing next, and that's what I'm going to do on this trade. Yeah. That's pretty much it for me. Yeah. I said I was going to look at Engine for Bella, right? Engine. Let's have a look. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alarm here, okay? I'm going to put an alarm here on the 382, provided that this is our reversal pattern forming, okay? And why is the alarm at the 382? Because we know that the minimum retracement of a wave 2 is the 382 Fibonacci retracement level, okay? So I don't have to sit and wait and watch this form. It's not bad. I've done hours and hours and hours of that. It's actually very helpful. It helps you learn and stuff like that. But you don't always have to. So that's how you use like the math and the theory to your benefit. I put my alarm at 382, so I know that is at least the minimum retracement of a wave 2, and I'll watch price action from there. If it's regular ABC correction, 2-wave, if it's a complex WXY or WXYXZ, I'll try to read it, and then I'll try and get involved, set my stops a little bit behind the 618, and hope for the best. Set my take profit down here at the 1 Fibonacci extension of this whole thing right here, right? Something like this, right? And then once I take profit, I'll probably not take this trade because it'll be too late. Although I really, 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 really am excited for this move. I think this move is going to be parabolic. But even if I let this move happen overnight, I'll just get in on the 2-wave or something like that. And that's the mentality that really took me to the next level with my trading. Not trying to take every trade, not feeling anxious about missing out on trades. And so I trade better because I'm not forcing myself. I'm not losing sleep over not making trades. I don't know if everybody has dealt with that, but if you have, if you're listening, if somebody out there has dealt with that challenge, do consider scalping. Do consider trading on your own terms, small time frames, so you can get in and out. And when you're not trading and you're doing other things in life, you're not thinking about how your trade is going. You don't have that stress on yourself. That was a revelation for me, and for some reason I never thought about it. I was like, if I don't trade, I'm leaving money on the table. Oh, I know that move. I can trade that. I know where it's going. I can trade that. That mentality loses you a lot of money. Okay, let's look at Engine, and then I'll call it a stream. Okay, Engine. First and foremost, let's go on the daily. Okay, Engine is... Okay, I see an A wave. I see first leg of a B wave. I've seen this before. Okay, that's for me an A wave, clearly. That's an initial break of structure. Whatever came up here. Basically, if this is a full chart, let's say there's nothing more, there are no other charts available for Engine. This is basically mirroring Bitcoin's price action. Okay, initial break of structure, your A wave, right? Your B wave coming up. We saw the same thing in Bitcoin. And this is this B wave is standalone. Why? Because it has 1, 2, 3 waves, and this retracement here is minimum 0.5 retracement of this. Okay, it retraces to the 0.5 retracement level of that. So this is B. There's no other B's. I'm just playing devil's advocate. There's no other B's. I don't think so. Is it possible that you get something like this? Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible in Bitcoin. It's possible in Engine. It's possible. It's possible. Okay, that's possible. This is why B waves are so treacherous, right? This satisfies, this move right here satisfies all of the requirements of a B wave, okay? It has 3 waves, and this retraces to a minimum of 0.5 of this, okay? However, is it possible that this is B, wave 1 of B, this is wave 2 of B, and then we get an impulse wave 3. Okay, devil's advocate, no, because this is clearly impulsive. This is a ending diagonal. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, with the ending diagonal that you can see, it's the whole thing is an ending diagonal, and it looks the part, you know. So for me, what I said before is unlikely. Okay, so I think that Engine, Bitcoin, all of them, they're cooked, they're done. That was your wave 1 of 5 to the downside. And if you expect a relief rally, if you're looking for an exit rally, right, you're looking to offload your bags, the move is quite simply this is the end of wave 5 right here. Whoops. This is the end of wave 5. The move is quite simply to target the 618, okay? Not saying you're going to get all the way to the 618, but that's as high as you can go. Just track 5 waves up, okay? Most likely to between the 0.5 and the 618. So, Engine, I'm not seeing break the 618, which is at the 2.8. So $2.80 for Engine. Okay, I don't see Engine going much past that. Does that help, Bella? So yeah, I'm seeing 5 waves up for Engine to $2.80. Okay. If that is it, then this might be another wave 4. This looks like a triangle to me, not a... This looks like a triangle to me and not a reversal pattern, by the way. This might be a wave 4. Because you get triangles in wave 4, right? But maybe it's an A wave. We'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it from me. Hope this was helpful. If this was useful, please like the stream before you leave. Share with others who you think may also be interested in what Bitcoin's doing, interested in trading, interested in Elliott wave theory, all that stuff. And subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. We'd love to have you. Trade safely, trade intelligently. Don't overtrade, don't undertrade. Take risks, but calculated risks. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh shit, I missed a bunch of comments for some reason. Okay, oh, I just missed 2. Oh, cool. All right, yeah, thank you, Isaac. Glad you liked the music. All right, take care.